Hello everybody, how are you going? I hope tonight that answer is relaxed. So, just while we're here, I'm opening up another device so I can see what's happening. So I'd like to say welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So it is taking a moment to come up. It's a bit hit or miss on what happens which night, isn't it? Okay, there we go. And yeah, so we can see. Good morning, Christine. How are you going? There we go. All right, so the live chat is ready. I can now see who comes in to say hello and if there are any questions in the chat box. So tonight is new and exciting for me. I'm going to put my gloves on. So we're going to try out heat embossing. So I thought this would be really nice to do over these little hexagonal tiles that I did I think last week. There's a green one and a yellow one. So just getting that all sorted. And I also have this piece of Yupo which has some previous ink on it and a piece of photo paper that was dipped in white and gold. So try it on that as well. So just a few things to try. So I have these words in the stamps. So I'll just pick a couple of different ones and go with those. What else do we have? I have an acrylic block which already has a logo attached to it. So because these stamps are stretchy, rubbery, flexible, you use them with an acrylic block. Some people say this is more like an acrylic sheet. Make sure it's attached to that, and then that gives you that firm surface to press on and whatnot, so your word doesn't move as well. You love the extras? Awesome. So that's that. This is an embossing ink pen. So this is a medium, and it's like a bullet tip. So I just drew that line there on my glove. So it is clear, hard to see. So we'll see how that goes using that as well. This is a very small ink pad. But that's what came in the little kit. So embossing ink. So they're from Ranger. So these ones here, not sure about this one. That one is as well. Not sure about that one. Yep, they're all from Ranger. So you can see Ranger there. So we have a white embossing powder, navy, gold. This was an extra thrown in. It's a red tinsel, so it's a bit glittery. And that's the ink. And this one here, this is a mixed media powder in punch. So you can see on the top, maybe, that there's all different types of things in there, different, I don't know what word to use, but okay, I'll leave it there. Alright, so let's just jump right on in, and I think I'd like to try, I wanted to see what would fit onto these little tiles. So, make sure we've got some space. So you can hold them up and see here. Hey, friend. Happy. Ooh, happy. I like happy on the yellow because it's a nice, vibrant, happy feeling tile. So, all right. So I do hope that my change to 9 o'clock hasn't missed a few people. I didn't confirm that in my group. I didn't do up a new sign, so I apologize for that, just in case it was missed. So I'm just going to put happy down onto the acrylic sheet. So when you read it, it looks like that. So just trying, I mentioned last week, just thinking that 8:30 is a lot of a rush, a lot of a panic to get my little one into bed and then jump on to be live. So I thought 9 o'clock would be a good time. So you can see here this ink pad. Normally they're clean. This one is covered in fine bits of the gold dust, the gold powder, as it's spilled in the packet. So we're still going to go with it. So for now, just trying to get some ink onto the word. It's hard because it is clear. How do you know if you've got enough on there? So I guess you just got to go for it. Hello, hello. Hello, Mum. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. It keeps moving. Okay. All right. So we're going to place this as though we can read it. A little bit diagonal. Nowhere straight. Deliberately off. Okay. Push down. Make sure it's got contact. I feel like it's wiggling all over the place. So that's something to be cautious about with that. Okay. I do have a wet wipe here to wipe over the stamp. Now let's put some powder onto this and see what we will get out of it. So I think because it's yellow, we might go with the red tinsel and really make it pop. So this is some paper towel to put underneath. And just sprinkle that, sprinkle that on. That looks so cool. This is so exciting. Hello, Mandy. How are you doing? How was your day? Okay. Alright, so now hopefully that has stuck to the ink that was stamped on there. So now we tap that off. A lot more still on there. Okay. I can see part of the happy. Very good. Thanks. Started on a project. Awesome. Sounds great. Mine was a little bit chillaxed. We had another birthday in the house yesterday, so today was a bit cruisy. Thank you for asking. And I can't find my brush. Here's a brush. Okay, so I'll just try and what? Never mind. Okay. That was not. So that was on alcohol ink. Right, interesting. I'm just going to put this excess back into the container from the paper towel. Worried that some of it might be contaminated from that other one, so let's try this acrylic one. Oh boy. Sorry, I really struggle with. Okay. Let's go back to a bigger one. So let's go back to hello. So okay. There we go. Stamp, ink it up. Still constantly wondering about, if it's all covered. So we shall see. We'll stick with the red tinsel on this goldish background. So let's aim for right there. Push it down. Hold it nice and firm. Try not to wriggle too much. It is easier. I'm noticing less wriggling with this one, as it is a larger stamp probably than it was for the happy. I'll lift that up now. Give it a wipe so it's nice and clean and stays clean. Okay. Red tinsel. Just making sure that the entire surface of the ink was covered with that. There we go. Now, oh, that's a much better result. Wow. So I'll just set that aside for the moment and pop the rest of this back into the container because there is a lot there. So awesome. It's really good being able to, reuse the excess over and over. I think that's pretty awesome. There it is. So this one will be good too with Christmas coming. Some little red tinsels. Wacko. Nice. I just want to get a little bit more aggressive. Tap off some of the excess that you can see around and see about using this brush again to remove. Oh, I've got to be careful. I think I bumped that with the brush. So maybe that brush is... Oops, I did it again. Okay, so that was the brush that... Too aggressive. As it is now, we're going to heat it and see how it comes out because I'm too afraid to touch it otherwise with the brush. So let's see. So I'm going to use this Crafter's Choice heat tool. So I'll be turning that on now. Whew. Wow, did you see that? It was burning the paint. I don't even know that it melted very much. So this was burning the paint in here, around here. I think with that one I had a very hard time seeing if it was melting. So completely out of whack. This is not, let's see. Let's try it on here. Let's jump in, change the word again. So we've got hello. We've done happy, even though that didn't work. Let's try another word. Okay, so I'm just going to go with thanks. They're so tough to get off. They're very stretchy and very resilient at the same time. So put that onto the block. Make sure it's pressed down. There we go. All right, let's have at it. Ink. That one turned out beautifully. It did until I bumped it with that brush. What a shame. Okay. There is a smaller brush. It's just currently at the wrong end of the house. But I actually didn't think that the ink, the edges where I did actually bump it with the brush, I didn't think they'd brush away that easily if I did bump it. So there we go. Thanks. I didn't even check if that would fit on here. So, but it does, so that's awesome. Just. So line it up, put it down. Push the ink in. Here we go. Oh, can you see that? Oh, there, look. That looks like great coverage. Let's turn this over. I don't know that I want to use the red again, so we might change that up now and go to, what about the gold? Let's try that. So now sprinkling that over the card where I stamped. And that was pretty much went from edge to edge, so just making sure. It is very fine. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oops, tapped off maybe too much. All right. Let's try and wipe off some of those. That's fine. Lily, this hasn't turned out exactly like I thought my video would go tonight. There's been a lot of that lately. Alright, so here we go. Let's give it some heat and see what happens with this one. Make sure these lids are on. Don't want to accidentally blow all that beautiful embossing dust everywhere. Okay. So I'm about to turn on the heat tool. Can you see that? Yeah. Wow, that one worked with all its glory and gaps. Did you see it change as it melted? Remember, this is your first attempt at this. Yeah, I know. Dare I put out my first attempts and share my failures as well as my achievements? So, there we go. Check that out. So you can see where it was missing. So it gets that bubbly bit and the gaps and the lines. That does look pretty cool. Woo. All right, I am worried about how much heat is actually required to get the melting point. That's awesome. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate that. That's cool. Yay! A little bit excited over that. So, as this one didn't work, I'm still going to dare to try the green one. And just try and think what I would put on it. So I think this has been very interesting. Let's go with friend. So that we've used a couple of different ones. Really, oh, a lot of muscle goes into that. Friend, grab the acrylic block, take thanks off it. I will give it a wipe down. Does seem to be some residual red on the back. Wipe down the surface. Dry it off. Looks great. I'll have to catch a replay going to see my grandson. Have a great time. Well, thank you so much, Christine. She'll have a lovely time. And yeah. Okay, so friend, push that into place. Just a baby wipe, Mandy. Yeah, I saw that on a video. There we go. So friend looks like that. So one of the other things I just thought of is it could look a little bit spotty, like in the areas for this one. And the bottom of that S. See how it looks like there were some little bubbles or something in there? I wonder if that may have anything to do with the embossing powder that leaked into the ink. Okay. So just putting some ink on the stamp. Okay. And see how spongy that is. Okay. Make sure I don't touch anything with my fingers now, because I just put that embossing ink onto them. Did you buy everything as a kit? I kind of did, Mandy. One was a kit, and yes, actually, I'll stamp this and then I'll explain the kit. Okay, so friend, a little bit off center, no straight lines, stamp it down. I'm not going to move my hands because I think that's how the happy moved around too much. And lift it directly back up. Okay. Let's give that a wipe over so the ink doesn't dry on there. And for this one, we will try out the navy. Hold it up. See? Here we go. Okay, cross everything. Jumped on it quite quickly. Okay, I need to get rid of some of this. Let me see. A little blowing might help a little. It did a little bit. I'll try that again. Okay, let's scoop this up and get it out of the way so we don't accidentally blow it or spill it anywhere. Okay, put the lid on. These are such small jars, but for the amount that you use and what you're able to put back in there, I think they're pretty awesome size. Great for a beginner anyway. So I'm going to try and be extra gentle and knock off some of this. Lots of concentration going right there. I think that may be just about as much as I'm going to clean it up for tonight. Okay, let's see about that before I slip and accidentally bump. Okay, so you may have seen me last time. I actually had to grab the brush and use the back of it to hold it still because the cardboard would blow around potentially with the airflow. As this is a tile, I think it will be fine. So, okay, no more. One more, sorry. Just really want to see if I can separate the N and the D. And this is one of those eyelash glue applicators that I use during alcohol inking sometimes. So that did give us a bit of a separation there between the N and the D, so that's great. Try and give that a little bit more light. And we will turn on the heat tool now. Sorry about that. Okay. Let us see. Oh, that's warm. Let's get a baby wipe, fold it up a couple of times. Place it on. And there we go. So I really feel like that even took such a long time to hit that melting point. So well, there we go. That is our video for tonight. I'll just bring some of these in for you to look at. Even the fails. Well, that one. Check that out. Yes. So this was a kit, Mandy, it came with, just move it over a smidge. It had the acrylic with it, this whole sheet of words, came with the pen, the small ink pad, embossing ink, and these three, so the gold, the white and the navy embossing powders, and it came with some grey cardboard, and I think that's it. So that's it for that kit. The heat tool does not come in it. That is a separate purchase. But yeah, I think that was it for one kit. There was another kit that had pearls in it, but that wasn't available. And these ones, these random punch and red tinsel got thrown in as extras. I got it from Craft Online. They are kind of Sunshine Coast-ish, between Brisbane and Sunshine Coast based. Yeah. So, all right, so there's going to be a lot more occasion. I will play with it a lot more and see about even the brush. I mentioned that there was a brush that was in a separate kit, but sometimes depends which kit is available for you. The brush might be in it. Oh yes, absolutely. Looks really good and very pretty. Thank you. They're not fails, they're learning experiences. They are, and I choose to dare to show it on my live. So I hope that when people are watching, they might find value in, you know, too coarse a brush or whatever I did. Yeah, it is all a learning experience. Oh, you're welcome, Mandy. Thank you for being here and joining in with my live. I really appreciate that. And you've been bending wires. Oh, that sounds very intriguing for a resin project. Very intriguing. So I used to do wire wrapping, but it wasn't for resin. Awesome. Alrighty, so I'll come down, give you, actually I won't come down, I'll lift them up. So first one first, Not 100% sure. I had issues with that one from the start, I think. So have a look at Pour Away Art on YouTube. Okay, cool. Pour Away Art. Interesting. So second, we thought we'd try the acrylic. So this was a dip I did in leftover paint for a pour. So you can see the tinsel does glitter. I just don't know that it's barely any came off, so it must have reached enough of a melting point to stick. But I did find that the heat tool bubbled and burnt the paint around it. This was on an old business card. Thanks, where I think I tapped off too much. That's the gold, how it looks in the light. And putting all that together and coming up with Friend. So this was the navy. So very interesting. Quite a process of trialing each one as we went, trialing different words and different colours to go with it as well. All right. You did really well. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. So on that note, if you have to go anywhere, please take care. It is important because you are important. So, and from myself always, be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.